can pick a day when the city started having pothole problems. It's all very slow and very gradual, which is also part of the problem because we get used to things going down and we live with it.
The opposition took over local authorities with a collapsing sewerage system, with collapsing water reticulation system, with collapsed road infrastructure.
It's not the Harare that we want. This is not the Harare that the citizens of Harare deserve. A lot needs to be done. We need a hard broom to come up and clean up the mess.
The city is supposed to run its own affairs. The constitution of Zimbabwe is very clear. But what seems to happen in reality is that the power does not reside where the mandate holders reside. The authority levels are skewed and fractured. And that's where the accountability problem starts and it ends there.
We've had instances, where we've had directives coming from the minister, where the council has made a resolution, in the best interests of the residents. So the minister's directive comes through, and crushes, and rubbishes what the residents, what the ratepayers, their wishes.
The local government system is highly centralized, with the Minister of Local Government, Public Works, issuing directives, ministerial directives, all the time, guiding them on how to prepare budgets, guiding them on how to conduct their business, guiding them on the allowances to pay to councillors, guiding them even on the remuneration packages for senior council managers. That is undemocratic, and that is the crux of the matter.
You have seen the minister interfering even on committee composition. You've seen the mayor of Harare, Jacob Mafume, being suspended more than 5 times. You've seen the previous mayors, Mayor Gomba, Mayor Manyenyeni, being dragged to the courts for abuse of office, just for simply sitting in a committee meeting, which is their duty, But then you see people, being criminalized for just attending a council meeting. You've never seen this happen in the, in parliamentarian committee meetings, because central government, has majority there. So, they don't really see any need to interfere.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Most of them were simply party activists who were very good at chanting party slogans. And these guys were now thrusting into positions of responsibility to make policies, to make laws on behalf of the ratepayers, to play oversight over engineers, over doctors, over professionals in the council with more experience in local government.
Education is not the only, is not the key. It adds value, but it is not the only thing that can make someone successful. We've got Honorable Chinotimba in Parliament. He's one of the vibrant members of Parliament. We hear his vocal on issues, on pertinent issues. And then we've got other members of Parliament who've got 3 masters, but you hardly ever feel their weight in Parliament. It's the same situation in council. We can have councillors who've got masters, but they don't have community leadership at heart. There are people who are born to be leaders, who are not educationally gifted, but are great community leaders. So we need a balance of the two.
The councillors are there as the board of directors of possibly the largest entity outside of government. That alone prescribes what is required to be a councillor or who should be a councillor. We're looking at someone who can run the affairs of an institution that historically has been as big or bigger than some SADC countries in terms of budget, in terms of population, in terms of scope of work. Harare City Council is a mini country, it's a mini government. If we create a deficit there, it just shows in the wash. You'll see it you should in the outcomes.
The councillors are inadequately capacitated to handle the responsibility of leading a city. At the end of the day, they are given documents, voluminous documents, a day before a major meeting, and they are expected to make decisions. At the end, they are simply convinced by the managers and they pass resolutions that are inconsistent with the ratepayers' expectations.
If we had released the city of the obligation to overpay its staff, who would have delivered? Because if out of the 10 million that we're paying, the correct bill had been 3 or 3.5 million, we would be having close to $6 million available to deliver service.
People have to understand that the workers, the council workers are service delivery themselves, because they drive the service delivery. And we have had problems in the past where workers could not be paid because the money was not there. And service delivery would also die. So you need to pay the workers so that they do the work. I don't know what the ex-mayor was making reference to, but in our view, our workers are service delivery.
It can be fixed in 6 months if you get the power and the willpower to converge. President Mnangagwa can fix City of Harare if he decides to. He doesn't want to, and he won't, because the political interests seem to be much higher than the success of the city.
If the central government would, leave us alone, would do wonders in the city. We have passed so many resolutions that just need implementation and have been stopped, by central government. Government interference should stop, and it's the residents, who should amplify, this wish, and to demand central government to let local authorities, all local authorities, in fact, to just manage their own business and run the cities the best way that the residents think they should.